Do you have any regrets in life? The biggest regret of a 60-year-old lady is that she couldn't finish her 103-mile swim from Cuba to Florida before her 28-year-old retirement from her swimming career. As such, she is determined to achieve this dream in her old age before she dies. Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today we will recap the motivating Netflix movie titled Nyad. But before, please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon. The movie begins with the introduction of Diana Nyad, an American swimmer and a world champion marathon swimmer who held various world records when she was 28 years old. She swam 32 miles across a lake in Ontario from Capri to Naples, 28 miles around Manhattan Island in 1975, and 89 miles from Bahamas to Florida in 1979, which brought her into the spotlight of the whole world. During an interview in 1979, she explains that her next mission is to swim from Cuba to Florida. This ultimate task will take her 60 hours to accomplish, and according to her, it is quite overambitious, but it will be her last swim. But during her journey, she gets extremely tired and is forced by her body to give up. Fast forward to 2010 in Los Angeles, 59-year-old Diana is buying groceries with her friend Bonnie. Diana pursues Bonnie enough to celebrate her birthday. Next day, Diana visits Bonnie, and to her surprise, Bonnie throws her a birthday party. There she introduces her to a lady, thinking they might hit it off, but things do not go Diana's way as she is not interested in dating anymore. Afterward, she explains it to Bonnie, saying that her old age has had an effect on her mind and body, and she feels like a bag of bones. The next day, Diana discusses with Bonnie that she found a book in one of her late mother's old boxes. Even though she's not interested in poetry, Diana starts reading the book thinking that it might be a message for closure on life. Later in the night, she watches her old videotape after her failed attempt to swim from Cuba to Florida, and a sense of struggle occupies her mind. From the very next day, she restarts her swimming practice in the pool while thinking about her youth days when she first desired to swim across the ocean endlessly. Later, while playing ping pong with Bonnie, Diana drops the bombshell that she wants to come out of retirement and finish her swim from Cuba to Florida. She further explains that she has been able to do 5 hours of relentless swimming in the pool now. Bonnie begs to differ, stating that she could not do it when she was 28, then how could she manage to do it at 60? To this, Diana says that at the age of 60, her mind is sharper and her goal is much more clearer. Then she begs Bonnie to be her coach, stating that she will be doing a practice swim in the ocean in Mexico soon. Bonnie at first declines the offer, but due to her persistence, joins her in Puerto Morelos for her swimming practice. Diana soon begins her swim, again thinking about her childhood with her abusive father who abandoned her family. She keeps swimming until finally the cold waters catch up to her and she is forced to stop. Bonnie helps her get out of the ocean and covers her in a towel, while Diana rants about how difficult it is to swim in cold ocean. When Bonnie tells her that she lasted 4 hours and 14 minutes in the water today, Diana is clearly disappointed. Bonnie tries to tell Diana that all of the doctors and the swimmers think that swimming from Cuba to Florida is humanly impossible, but Diana remains resolute, continuing her practice the next day. Bonnie watches Diana as she swims continuously for 8 hours in the Mexican Ocean, much to their delight. Looking at how Diana is happy, Bonnie tells her that she lied previously about talking to the doctors in order to motivate her. Diana is then able to pursue Bonnie into being her coach, and together, they decide to complete the swim. To accomplish this behemoth task, Diana starts training under Bonnie's watchful eyes. To train even more ruthlessly, they decide to say goodbye to the swimming pool and train in open waters in St. Martin. During their taxi ride, Bonnie asks Diana about the steel cage to protect her from sharks, and she says that she does not need it anymore as that would make her attempt invalid. Bonnie is not in support of this, but Diana is persistent. Later, they reach the home of their friend Anna, where Diana gives a small presentation about dangers of the water to some kids. She explains that there are 49 different types of sharks and stingrays in the ocean, which make the swim difficult, and at night the fishes are almost undetectable by the human eye. Later on, she contacts different companies to sponsor her, but none of them take interest in this due to her old age, making Diana frustrated. Afterward, they meet up with a diver, Luke, who demonstrates that they do not need the steel cage to get rid of sharks. Instead, they can use a device that uses electrical signals to keep the sharks away. The next day, Diana is able to get herself a sponsor, and Bonnie tells her about their upcoming meeting with their navigator. Diana goes to the pier and meets John Bartlett, her new navigator. Diana explains that her previous navigator screwed her by having her swimming into the surf for 14 hours straight in her first attempt. He explains that her previous navigator was not qualified enough to instruct her during her first attempt. Diana is impressed by the level of knowledge John has about the ocean and agrees to work with him. Later in April 2011, Diana completes her first 24-hour test run with the help of red light acting as her guide. Then they head off to Havana to start their swim, but bad weather hits them hard. After the rain is over, on 7 August 2011, Diana starts her swim officially. After successfully completing the first 24 hours, the currents start to make her go back instead of forward. John explains this to Bonnie, and she, with a heavy heart, asks Diana to give up. This statement brings back Diana's horrible flashbacks of the first time she tried to swim and could only continue for 42 hours. She tries her best to stay in the ocean, but is boarded on ship after 29 hours and 42 minutes for medical treatment for her allergic reaction to painkillers she took during the swim. Just when the world thought that Diana had given up, she goes into the ocean for the third time just after a few weeks. After 12 hours of swimming, Diana gets stung by jellyfish, causing Bonnie to ask her again to give up, but Diana, being Diana, keeps pushing. The next morning, Bonnie gives Diana a mask to wear to defend herself against the jellyfish. Later in the boat, John tells her that with their current speed, they will reach their destination in less than 24 hours. Later in the night, Diana is again attacked by jellyfish and has to be pulled back on the boat to save her life. In the hospital, Diana tells Bonnie that she has contacted a doctor who is a jellyfish expert for her help. Dr. Nyad gives Diana a specialized swimsuit and warns her that getting stung the third time could get her killed. Later, while exercising, Diana and Bonnie see a news report that another swimmer, McCardell, is embarking on Cuba to Florida swim journey, making Diana angry. A couple of days later, they see the news that McCardell has given up the idea as she was stung by the jellyfish, much to Diana's delight. Later on, John explains that the weather currents are too bad to continue their swim this year and they will have to wait for the next season to start their journey. Diana gets angry and commands John to restart the swim this year, making him leave in anger. John tries to explain to Bonnie that he cannot watch Diana die in the ocean and advises again not to start the swim. But Bonnie is able to convince John into following Diana's idea. So once again in 2012, Diana starts her swim across the ocean. After 49 hours of swimming, they are stuck in a huge storm. For a couple of minutes, Diana gets separated from the boat, struggling to swim in the harsh weather. Bonnie pleads her to get in the boat to save her life, but Diana, thinking about her previous failed attempts, stays in the ocean, resolute to complete the challenge. The harsh storm, accompanied with lightning bolts and huge waves, makes it impossible to continue her journey, and once again Diana gives up. Later, Diana tells Bonnie that she's going to try the swim again. Bonnie tells her that she has had enough of this lunatic adventure and is sick of Diana's superiority complex, pointing out that everyone is helping her to achieve her dream without any income for a long period of time. Diana asks Bonnie to support her again, but this time Bonnie walks out. Even after that, Diana keeps training and exercising to keep herself fit for swimming. One day, during a speech at a convention, Diana comes across some pictures of Bonnie, making her realize the mistakes she has made. Quickly, she goes back to her hotel room and calls John, apologizing for her attitude and behavior. John tells her that he has some of his own personal life problems and cannot continue to work with her. But when Diana tells him about Bonnie's departure, he says that Diana and Bonnie are a family and cannot be separated. This phone call gives Diana enough courage to go back to Bonnie and apologizes for ignoring her before. Diana tells her that she will make her attempt again, and even though Bonnie is against going with her, she extends her support to Diana. The next day, Diana explains her swim routine to her new boat navigator, but he cannot understand a word she says. On the other hand, Bonnie listens to radio during a car ride. She realizes that she should accompany Diana and goes to Cuba to meet her. Bonnie tells Diana that she wants to be there with her when she completes her journey, and the duo has a heartfelt reunion. While getting ready for her fifth attempt, Diana is reunited with John, who agrees to be her navigator. Next day, Diana gets ready in another special suit when John gives her the news that they will start their journey tomorrow. So at the age of 64 in 2013, Diana starts her swim. After 1 hour of swimming, the boat crew notices some sharks incoming and realize that the shark repelling device is broken. They quickly jump into the water to save Diana and fix the instrument. The shark gets closer and closer to Diana, but at the last moment, they are able to fix the shark shield and the fish goes away. At night, Diana swims with her special suit and mask to defend herself against jellyfish attacks, and this time she manages to swim without any interruption. On the boat, John tells Bonnie that he is actually extremely sick, but his love for adventure has pushed him to do this one last trip with Diana. While swimming, Diana starts to hallucinate underwater, but the boat crew plays along to give her emotional strength to continue. Later, John shows Bonnie the flashing lights coming from Florida's beaches. She quickly goes to tell Diana that, but at first Diana thinks that Bonnie is trying to ask her to give up. Then she realizes that they are extremely close to their destination. In the morning, John sees that Diana is wasting her strength and straying off the route. Bonnie tries to get attention of Diana to tell her this, but she does not listen, prompting her to jump in the ocean and talk to her in person. Bonnie tells her to continue to push forward slowly. Diana keeps going on slowly and a huge crowd gathers on the beach to welcome her as she gets closer and closer to Florida. Soon, Diana finally manages to get to the beach of Florida as the crowd cheers for her victory and Bonnie hugs her to congratulate her on this epic achievement. There she gives a speech and tells everyone 3 things. 1. Never ever to give up. 2nd, you are never too old to chase your dreams. And 3rd, that it takes a team to achieve a goal, not a single person. Then an emotional John embraces Diana in his arms as the movie reaches its conclusion. Diana officially completed her journey on September 2, 2013, while she was accompanied by 40 people on boats to oversee her. The journey was originally meant to be 103 miles long, but due to the harsh weather, she swam 110 miles. It took her 5 attempts and 35 years to achieve her childhood dream. Unfortunately, John Bartlett died a few months after her journey. This is an uplifting and cozy movie showing the possibility of achieving your dreams, despite all the limitations and the importance of teamwork. Do you have any dreams you want to achieve? Feel free to share with us in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Which movie do you want me to do next? Feel free to tell us in the comment section below.